All right, today we're going to try and crack the code on something that's all about subtle signals and quiet expectations, the unwritten social rules of Chinese culture. So let me just start with a question for you. What do you think is more dangerous than a written law? Something that's down in black and white with clear consequences? The answer? An unwritten one, yeah. These are the rules that nobody ever tells you about until you've already broken them. And trust me, in a culture with thousands of years of history, these are the rules you really, really need to understand. Okay, so let's crack open this unwritten rule book, shall we? Inside, we're going to find all these guidelines that govern everything from how you behave at dinner to what kind of gifts you give. And it's all designed for one main reason: to maintain social harmony. But to understand any of these rules, we first have to get our heads around the single most important concept. It's the key to everything, and it acts kind of like a form of social currency. It's called face. So what in the world is face? Well, you can think of it as this blend of a person's reputation, their pride, and their social standing. But here's the crucial part. Face isn't fixed. It can be gained, it can be lost, and you can even give it to other people. Almost every single rule we're about to talk about is tied to this one incredibly powerful idea. Let's start with a classic example, that little fight over the dinner bill. This isn't a real argument. It's more like a social performance, a dance. Step 1, someone offers to pay. Step 2, you absolutely must refuse and offer to pay yourself. Step 3, they insist. Step 4, you argue just a little bit and then you let them win. By fighting to pay, you give them face. It's a beautiful little dance of mutual respect. Now, here's a big one that's a real contrast to a lot of Western cultures. If someone says, "Wow, your Chinese is amazing," the expected response isn't "thank you." It's actually to downplay it, to say something like, "Oh no, it's actually terrible." This isn't false modesty. By appearing humble, you avoid seeming arrogant, and you actually gain face. And this one is absolutely huge. Publicly correcting or criticizing someone is probably the fastest way to cause a massive loss of face. It creates this deep embarrassment, not just for them, but for everyone who's there. Any kind of difficult feedback is almost always given in private. So this all builds into what you could call a language of respect. It's communicated through very specific actions, and it's especially important when it comes to interacting with older people. Respect for your elders is just a foundational pillar of the culture. At the dinner table, this translates to a very simple, non-negotiable rule. You never, ever sit down before the eldest person or your host has taken their seat. It's as simple as that. Even something as simple as pouring tea is just packed with meaning. You should always be looking to pour for others, especially elders, before you pour for yourself. It shows you're attentive, that you're respectful. And what about when someone pours for you? You don't even have to interrupt the conversation. You just quietly tap your first 2 fingers on the table. The legend says this gesture is like a silent, respectful bow. Think about it. Pointing your finger at someone is rude in a lot of cultures. Now, imagine doing it with what are basically tiny wooden daggers. Using your chopsticks to point or gesture at a person is seen as super aggressive and accusatory. It's a major sign of disrespect. Okay, now for our next section, gifts and gestures. This is where we'll see just how much meaning can be embedded in objects and actions that might seem totally ordinary to us. All right, this is probably one of the most important visual cues to remember. Never, ever, ever stick your chopsticks upright in your bowl of rice. Why? Because it looks exactly like the incense sticks that are burned at a funeral as an offering to ancestors. Yeah, doing that is pretty much sending the message, "Thanks for dinner, may your ancestors accept your soul." That's probably not the vibe you're going for, so always just rest them neatly on the side of the bowl. Gift giving can be like walking through a minefield of symbolism. Seriously, for instance, the word for clock in Mandarin sounds dangerously similar to the phrase for attending a funeral, and the word for umbrella sounds like the word for to break up. The subtext could be, well, disastrous. When you're in doubt, a nice basket of fruit or some tea is always a safe bet. So yeah, giving someone a clock and an umbrella is kind of like saying, "Thanks so much for having me, here's a funeral and a divorce." The main takeaway here is that these words that sound alike carry real symbolic weight. Here are 2 more quick but really important symbolic rules. First, with gifts, you don't open one right after you get it. That can look greedy. Just accept it gratefully and open it later. And second, with dining, Leaving just a little bit of food on your plate shows your host that they were so generous you couldn't possibly finish everything. A totally clean plate might accidentally imply they didn't give you enough.
So after all these specific examples, let's just zoom out for a second and put together a simple cheat sheet of the core principles that really tie all of these unwritten rules together.
If you only take away 4 things from this, make it these. First, it's all about face, protecting your own, and even more importantly, protecting other people's. Second, always show respect, especially to elders. Third, pay close attention to the symbolism in gestures and gifts. And finally, when in doubt, just practice humility. It's always the safest and most respected path. And all this really leads to a final, pretty interesting question. We've just gone through the unwritten rules of one culture, but what about your own? What are those unspoken expectations that guide your daily life? The ones a visitor would have no idea about until it's too late. It's a fascinating thing to think about.